Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking about a couple of books that I've picked up over the past month or so. So about a year and a half ago, since I wasn't reading books, I sort of went on like a self-ban where I wasn't buying books either, because it didn't make much sense to me to keep buying books if I wasn't going to read them. But since I have been reading books for the past couple of months, I did go ahead and pick up just a couple books that I've seen around that I thought I might be interested in. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the haul. The first book that I have on this list, I'm sure most people have heard of, and that is Verity by Colleen Hoover. Someone in a Facebook group that I'm a part of was selling this for $5. So I went ahead and picked it up because I've heard so much about it, both good and bad. So I wanted to make my own sort of conclusion. I have read books by Colleen Hoover that I've enjoyed, and I've read books by Colleen Hoover that I haven't enjoyed. So I don't know much about Verity. I think it's kind of like a thriller, maybe. I know it's different than the books that Colleen Hoover has put out in the past. I just don't know much about it other than it kind of might have a thriller aspect. So the next book that I picked up is Tara by Sophia Simpson. Sophia is in my writing critique group, so I have read a lot of the rough draft of this novel, and I'm so excited to finally have the finished draft here in hand. So this is kind of, I guess, a fantasy that follows the elementals. So you have earth, fire, water, and wind, I believe, are the four elementals, and Vela is an earth elemental. There is currently a war going on over territories between the elementals. So when Link walks into Vela's life and they have an instant bond, Vela is very hesitant and pushes Link right away, but Link is pretty insistent that these kinds of bonds, they don't come around often, and it's something they need to pursue. So I think that, well, I know that this is really cute. It is like a young adult fantasy, so definitely pick up a copy. Next, I have Soft Thorns by Bridget DeVoe. So this was kind of on a like poetry recommended list, and I have been really into poetry recently. I just finished Flower Crowns and Fearsome Things by Amanda Lovelace and When the Stars Wrote Back by Trista Mateer. So I am super excited to pick up another poetry collection, and I don't know anything about this poetry collection. I'd never heard of it before, but I'm really into poetry right now. Next book that I picked up is The Words We Keep by Erin Stewart. So I know my February wrap-up hasn't come out yet, but spoiler alert, I DNF'd Every Last Word by Tamara Ireland Stone. And when I was leaving my review for that book, I came across this one. And this one sounds like it has a really strong premise and it has mental health representation, so I immediately went and picked it up. So this follows the story of Lily, who found her sister Alice hurting herself. Lily has been running away from confronting kind of just the feelings that come along with that until Alice comes home from her treatment program, and then Lily can't really run away from that confrontation any longer. And then we have Micah. Micah was in the treatment program with Alice and encourages Lily to kind of just embrace the feelings that she's having. And as Lily and Micah make this connection, Lily realizes that there is more underneath her own surface that she still hasn't confronted about herself. So I think this sounds really good. I'm always into mental health representation and YA literature, and so I am excited to pick this up. Next up, I have Stellar Dreams by Autumn McMahon. This book was featured in my local paper because a 14-year-old girl self-published this in my town, and I love that. I love that so much. Like, when I was 14, I don't think I would have ever thought of self-publishing my own book. I'm pretty sure she drew the cover too. And so it's called Stellar Dreams, The Destined 5, Book 1. And it's pretty small, but I'm super excited, and I love supporting local authors, especially young ones. So finally, the last book on this list, the one that started this haul, is Spare by Prince Harry. So I don't think any introduction is needed for this book. It is Prince Harry's, I don't know if it's his biography or his memoir, but either way, I'm intrigued. This is the book that I went to pick up on Amazon and then ended up just picking up a few others on my wish list, but I spoiler alert again for February TBR, I read I'm Glad My Mom Died by Jeanette McCurdy, and that really inspired me to read some more memoirs, so I picked up Spare. And those are all of the books that I have picked up over the past few weeks. If you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to see what exactly I think of these books, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!